Hey, it's Dennis. Thanks for checking in. Listen, I know I've talked a lot about how you should treat employees. I think everyone knows by now that I'm a big fan of treating them well. But I haven't talked yet about how employees should act. And basically, they should act like adults. So they should show up on time. They should be rested and ready to work. They should have any hand tools that they need with them that they're required to have. Take responsible breaks, and most of all, they should be productive. Okay, productivity is a big part of this. Now, it's been my experience in the past that the most productive employees are very often the most difficult to manage. And I liken it to the kid in high school who could get straight A's without ever opening a book. Some of these people are just naturally talented and they can, perform their jobs very well. They can get all their work done and still have time left over to cause mischief on your job site. They may irritate you, they might irritate your customer, they may irritate the other employees. So, a lot of times you have to deal with them. And when I deal with problem employees, I definitely take production into account. I will spend more time trying to convert a productive employee over to, a good employee than I will a non-productive employee. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time trying to convert a non-productive employee into a good employee. All right? But if you have problems with someone, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to feed them a shit sandwich. If you don't know what a shit sandwich is, you need to go back through my videos where I explain that. But you're going to feed them a shit sandwich, and then you're going to write an email to yourself noting what happened there, what the problem was, and how you addressed it. I don't normally put the first verbal warning in my log or report it up my chain because I don't see any reason to get people above me excited about something that may resolve itself. But I do want a written record of it in case I have to take it further. So the second step is another shit sandwich followed up with a written warning. And the third time, I feed them a last shit sandwich, and then I shake their hands and say, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you being on my project. Unfortunately, we've tried to resolve this problem 3 times now, and we haven't been able to take care of it. I assume there's something in your life going on that's, causing you to repeat this problem, and I'm just going to have to let you go. I generally give them my phone number and email and tell them, hey, if you go out and look for a new job, feel free to use me as a referral. I'll give you a good referral. I don't see any reason to tarnish someone's reputation. I don't know what's going on in their life. I know we all go through things that sometimes we just can't get worked out quickly. And sometimes it takes something like losing a job for people to get their act together. Can be a pretty traumatic event. And the way I look at it is this, the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to go to work for one of my competitors. They're going to cost them a lot of money. Maybe they're going to have to raise their prices. And so if that's the worst thing that's going to happen, then I don't see any reason not to say good things about people and just give them a blessing, send them out into life, and let them start all over again. I'll end with a story about a project I did at the Tampa airport. It was on top of the parking garage. It was like 6 stories up, and I had this fellow working for me that was a real major pain. He made everybody angry. The construction manager for the client was always on me because he was driving too fast and too loud. And he made the other employees angry, and he made my superintendent's angry, but here's the deal. I had to move like 40-foot long material all the way up to the 6th floor. And I had a long trailer and a 1-ton pickup truck that we, towed it with. And he had to navigate these switchbacks all the way up. There was very tight. And I could work that guy like 3 days straight from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And on the 4th day at 11:17, I could say, hey, I need you to stop what you're doing. I need you to go home and go to bed. I need you to come back here at 10 o'clock at night and move material until 6 in the morning. And I could always count on him to show up, get the work done safely, and not damage anything. In the morning, I'd show up at the job site. Everything would be done. I'd send him home. Next day, he'd show up and work 8 in the morning till 4 at night again, until I needed him to move material again. It's hard to find people who will change their schedule like that readily, that you can trust to do things like that. So I didn't have to stand there all night. And one day, he really made my structural superintendent angry. And that guy was a good friend of mine. And as far as he was concerned, I needed to fire this guy right now, like right on the spot. Just go over there and fire him. And I wouldn't do it. I refused to do it. And it made him really angry. He didn't even talk to me for 3 days. And during that time, he had a family event planned that he was going to give me directions to and stuff. And he didn't even give me directions. He didn't want to see me, Of course, after the job, we made up and everything. He's fine now, but he was very, very angry and upset with me over this guy, but I still wouldn't fire him because I needed him, and he was doing a good job, even though he was a pain. But believe me, it was a very sweet day at the end of that project when I could shake that guy's hand and thank him for all of his good work and send him on his way. It was a good day for everybody, including me. So, that's just the type of thing that sometimes you have to put up with, and those are the decisions you have to make. And the litmus test for me is production and are they working safely and productively, and can I count on them? I'll put up with more than I will with someone that maybe shows up every day and spends their 8 hours on the job and doesn't ever get anything done. So, thanks for listening. See you in the next video.